When we find that we're focusing too much on the past and we can't see a way forwards, there might be some underlying trauma that we haven't fully become aware of, haven't fully understood, and haven't fully healed from. And this creates a block within us where we just can't move forwards with our lives. There was a patient who would repeatedly go through patterns of self-sabotaging his diabetes control. He would get really motivated to improve his diabetes, and he would start to make lifestyle changes and do lots of activity and eat better, and also even see changes, improvements in his diabetes control on his blood tests. However, whenever he started to see these improvements, he would start to go back to his old ways. He would start to go back to his poor habits again. So we uncovered that he was feeling a lot of shame and guilt about having diabetes. He was constantly looking back and questioning himself about why he had diabetes, that it was his own fault, that why hadn't he lived a better lifestyle when he was younger? Why had he gotten himself into this situation? If only he had lived a better lifestyle back then. By doing this, he had created these subconscious belief patterns within himself that whenever he saw his diabetes was improving, he would start to have feelings of, I'm never going to be able to keep this up. It was my own fault I became diabetic, so there's no way I can keep this up and improve my diabetes. And then this would start to lead back to the negative behaviours and actions that led him to fail repeatedly. So when he came to this realization about how his diabetes had made him feel, and this realization of the trauma it was causing within him, he was able to come to terms with his diabetes. He was able to come to terms with the fact that having diabetes was not going to change. He couldn't go back and change the past. But what it allowed him to do was to understand his diabetes in his own journey, in his own life journey, and where it sits now and what he can actually do for the future. So he realized that actually now he can start to challenge those negative belief patterns and thoughts that he was having, and that he could start to gain control of his diabetes, and that there was no reason now why he couldn't focus on the future, because he realized that he had created all these false beliefs and that he had the power to change them.